Hello and welcome back, folks, to another Magic Arena video where today we have a storm deck, and I don't mean the storm you're thinking of. I call it cantrips. Why? Well, it's obvious by the name. But the idea, it's Primal Amulet Storm. So Primal Amulet, the key card to the deck, instants and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, and whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a charge counter on Primal Amulet. And then if there's 4 more, you remove all the counters and you can transform it. And it's a May ability, so you never know if it comes up if you have to run a specific amount of mana or anything like that. But the Primal Wellspring, tap to add a mana of any color, and when that mana is spent to cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy that spell and you may choose new targets for the copy. So we're going to be storming off with cantrips. So we've got Opt at the bottom, scry 1, draw a card. We've got Revitalize, gain 3 life, draw a card. I wanted to make a life gain deck, and I wanted to see if Amulet could work in it somehow. And it just looked better and better as I was going along, and yeah, it gets good. Or Anticipate, to look at the top 3, put 1 in your hand, the rest at the bottom of your library. Helps keep that gas going. A Blink of an Eye in case you really need an emergency. But it does draw you a card. And it's generic removal. We're trying to do little time walks sort of thing. We've got Strategic Planning, 3 of them to try and do basically the same thing as Anticipate. We've got 2 Gaia's Blessing because we go through our deck at lightning speed a lot of times. Just casting about 1 billion spells. Now keep in mind, Primal Amulet makes all these spells cost 1 less to cast. So we could chain off with a 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 like crazy. So yeah, Gaia's Blessing, target player shuffles up to 3 target cards from the graveyard in the library and draw a card. And when it's put in your graveyard from your library, shuffle your graveyard into your library. This also works on your opponent if they've got something like Kenra that they can embalm, or any embalm target for that matter. You can target them, shuffle that away so that threat is not a problem over you at any time. And copying makes it so that you're doing it for a low opportunity cost. And then we got Ritual of Rejuvenation, gain 4 life, draw a card, and this will end up costing 2, but I mean multiple effects will change that. We've got a Supreme Will here for an emergency counter, but also the impulse effect is really good. Look at the top 4 and put 1 in your hand, the rest on the bottom. So yeah, that really helps dig deep, especially if you can copy it. You can really get far into your deck. Then we've got 3 Settle the Wreckage. I tried Fog. This deck does not want Fog. 3 Settle the Wreckage, and just clear the creatures. You want time, you want turns off, that kind of thing. You want time to be able to set up. So Settle the Wreckage, exile attacking creature target player controls. They can search for a basic land for each attacking creature. And then this is the win con, a single Aetherflux Reservoir. Sometimes people take it from me. I'll just keep playing. Eventually they'll quit. Just keep playing if they take it away. But most times you're not playing the Reservoir to gain 50 life. You're gaining the 50 life to play Reservoir in this deck. It goes the other way around. You storm off, jam Reservoir, and ding them. And that's how that works in this deck. You try not to leave it vulnerable, especially against stuff like Forsake the Worldly or any white-based deck. You want to really avoid it. Otherwise, I mean, if you're running against a Braid or Brontodon or something like that, you could probably use it as bait just fine, and always shuffle it back later. When you're ready to go for the kill. And that's entirely possible. You can go through your deck pretty fast. So, yeah, there's no problem with just using it as bait either. Primal Amulets, all 4. And then we got 3 Fumigate on the 5 slot in order to just clean up a mess. Because cleaning up a mess. So we've got 6 board wipes. That's our creature interaction. Up until then, we're generally running Ritual and Revitalize to extend the length that we need to cast these at. Then we've got a single commit to memory. I was thinking about 2 versus the blink of an eye, but I turned out I didn't have the wildcards for it, so I have yet to test it, but there it is. Commit to memory. Also, this is a deck that does not mind casting memory as long as your opponent's tapped out. You start petering out and you really need to find a cantrip, but you're just not lucking out. Then you can go ahead and cast memory and start storming off again. Then we got the Immortal Sun. Since we're not running Planeswalkers, neither can anyone else. But this does make our spells cheaper in general, and it also allows us to draw cards. It fits in this deck just fine because it keeps us from petering out with the extra draw card. And then you may have noticed the 2 Nexus of Fate take an extra turn, and if it's put in the graveyard, then reveal it and shuffle it into a library instead. Amulet, Nexus, copy, extra turns. Yeah, that's usually the concession for most people, is when you go, yeah, I'm going to take 3 turns right now. Cool with you? Cool. And in those 3 turns, I'm going to dig to find more amulets to copy more, that kind of thing. And it just goes insane. So that's where your breathing room is if you can copy a Nexus of Fate, that's where you get to take the turn where you get to do what you want. Anyways, beyond that, the mana base is kind of, it's not perfect yet because I don't have all the bicycle lands, so this is a deck that probably wants to cycle with the bicycle lands for sure, but I only have 4 myself, so it's a relevant thing. I did have deserts when I had even less, but I mean, nonetheless, there you go. Deserts are an option, and they did function quite well for my purposes to just try and get to the next cantrip spell. So, yeah, Plains, Island, Forest, Glacial, Irrigated Farmland, Scattered Groves, Sunpetal Groves, Hinterland Harbor, and an Arch of Orazca to, again, prevent from petering out when you're just drawing too many land. Because that will happen from time to time. But we are running at 23 land, and when I say flooding is entirely reasonable to happen, it really is at 23, believe it or not, with all these draw effects. But nonetheless, you still need to be able to get up to these on time if those are the things to deal with an initial onslaught, so the lands are necessary. So, with that, let's get into some games. This deck is the bane of free play, folks. I did a quick constructed, a few of them. Got some break-evens while modifying the deck, and then my last one, I got 6 and 2, so it's got some teeth, folks. It's got some teeth. I'm sure that a little more tuning or somebody willing to really go into it would probably do something. But we're going to do free-to-play so we can show what other dominance this deck does, because that's what it does. Alright, see you in the games. Alright, we're in versus Capella on the draw. Let's see if they like their hand, I guess. What do you say, opponent? How's your hand look? You have to decide for a while? Yeah, you should mull. Okay, so we've got some life gain. We've got some lands that make things happen. Revitalize can potentially draw us into more lands or strategic planning, however we want to go about it. It depends on what our opponent drops, usually. That decides where we want to go with things. But generally, you don't want to play your cantrips if you don't have to. Land of War Elves says a very fast start, and we probably want to cast our life gain spells very quickly. Get to, okay, never mind. Another amulet. Oh, goodness. Alright, yeah, we'll cast our life gain. We got a land out of the deal here. Vine Mare. Alright, let's buffer that a little bit then. Okay. And we'll ritual here, I suppose. That'll get us an additional card, another look. 2 looks at trying to find a land anyway. And not to mention enough life gain that our opponent's not really doing enough yet, but they are at 5 mana for what it's worth. And they don't cast anything, so they don't have anything yet. Back to 20. Find a Supreme Will. There's our land. Okay, so where's our trouble here? They didn't play anything, so you know what? Let's just go to Primal Amulet. I feel confident in this right now, where they didn't play any Brontodon or anything like that. So that a potential Fumigate is just fine. Yeah, Fumigate. I mean, if they're not playing creatures, then we'll just clear this one and move on to the next one. Another amulet is a possibility. They might be holding creatures for all we know. And that's not the case. It looks like they had 2 creatures and a bunch of interaction. Well, whatever. Second amulet. And they explode. Okay, so they didn't have anything and gave up quickly. Alright, we're against Melithar, and we're on the play. Scattered Groves, Glacial Fortress, and a Forest. We don't have an amulet in hand, but that's fine. We have an Immortal Sun for what it's worth. That's some fun times. Alright. Get the Scattered Groves down. Our opponent is playing blue Renegade map, so they plan on storming us. Fair enough. With that, I'm going to start hunting. So we don't need the Fumigate, and Blink of an Eye is interesting. But no, I'll just take the opt. It's fine. I want some cheap spells to just keep digging harder. Alright, opponent does nothing. We'll plan again. And I guess 50 life is the key number here, isn't it? So we'll just keep going. We need to, I suppose, get lands at about this point in time. Ornithopter, sure. And still nothing happened. We got our land drop, so maybe we can just play a couple spells just for the sake of getting them cast. But our opponent's doing stuff, and we're drawing like all the cantrips, all of them, but nothing to interact with them. There's the reservoir. Okay, time to look. Time to look. So we're going to opt as well here, and the opponent I'm going to leave hanging here for a little while. This is interesting, but I don't know if that's where I want to be yet. You know what? Sure. Let's get land drops. Let's get up to Nexus, the Immortal Sun, that kind of thing. They played their Ornithopter, which makes me wonder, but sure. A commit sounds pretty good. Here, come back later. Let's buy ourselves some time here. Okay, I didn't do it when they untapped because Metallic Rebuke exists, so there's that. They don't have a statuary, which is why I'm not too worried right now. Yeah, crack the map! Crack it! Crack it! Nope, not gonna go for it. Alright then. They might not have any counter spells. And the Immortal Sun is kinda... Okay, sure. Alright, cool. Never mind. We're good to go. Reservoir's back out. Tapped all the blue, though. Revitalize. And land. Okay. We need to find an amulet rather quickly. Now, can our opponent storm off? Probably not. I mean, I'll take it. Sure. Just cast it. Nexus of Fate, it may not be, like, that glamorous at this, but we've got an Immortal Sun in play, so it's actually not bad at all. Fire and Anticipate. Just can't find anything. Fire another one. Play the land. Okay. As long as we're not drawing too many lands, I really won't worry about cycling. But hey, we got another Nexus. Okay, so anticipate again. Settle plains. I mean, honestly, I'll take the settle. I know that sounds a little strange, but yeah, it's still perfectly fine. Yeah, we'll do this. It's still fine. It's not great. But it is a amulet trigger for what it's worth. Jeez. Okay, well, we're digging deep. There's an amulet. Okay. Jam the amulet. Nexus. We're trying to copy the Nexus, but we can't always get there. But we are doing things every single turn. So, draw an additional card. We're drawing tons of cards. Tons and tons of cards. That is a very nice copy spell. Another amulet. These amulets only cost 3, keep in mind, with the Immortal Sun out. So, it makes it very easy to storm off. Okay, let's fire and anticipate. Get the amulet triggers. And another... You know what? I'm taking the Nexus here. Fire Revitalize. Opponent's like, whoa, what the heck's going on here, I'm sure. But hey, whatever. Copy Nexus. Take a couple extra turns now. Draw some... Jeez! Better check the deck level. Yeah, okay. 26 cards, still good. Alright, we opt. Yeah. This is the deck going insane right now. Fumigate we don't need. We want some card draw. Get an anticipate. Force the blue mana. Fire off another Nexus. Take 3 turns. Let's show our opponent how to reservoir properly. How about that? The 3 turns. Anticipate. Find an amulet. Play amulet. Save Supreme Will for when we absolutely need it, but I'm going to just cast Settle. Just shuffle my deck, sure, why not? Just force the issue. So, nice shuffle. Got 4 basics in there. Okay, well, now it's starting to get a little scary. But, I mean, that's why we're doing this. So, but we also have memory. So, at the end of the day, we can cast our memory for 4. Do some nutty stuff. So, we'll just decline that one. And now, well, I guess we're only doing it for 1 because the mana costs are so ridiculously low. Okay, there's... Let's take the Nexus, let's refuel our turns. Let's play the smart. And we'll take a Gaia's Blessing here. And then copy another turn. I suppose we could have done the Blessing first here. And gotten an extra turn. But hey. It's fine. Okay, well, let's put some stuff back that really draws us some cards. So we'll snag the Supreme Will, the Anticipate, and the Anticipate. We have 25 cards left. And we get a land. So it's tempting to memory here, but let's untap. We have plenty of turns. Fumigate. And the plains. Okay. That's when we memory. Okay, so you want to see something cool? We're going to copy this once. So, set full control now that mana's paid. And hit resolve. This is where it gets a little nuts. Okay. Blue. Blue. Nexus. I guess the full control doesn't really want to play nice here. Opponent's gonna say your go. Resolve. 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 So this is what you do when you peter out. Done. Resolve. Done. Resolve. Oh, that was one too many resolves. Alright, well, then we don't need full control anymore. Okay, play another amulet. Oh, this deck. Strategic plan. And I guess take Ritual of Rejuvenation. Guy's Blessing will shuffle everything back. And Ritual of Rejuvenation. Just gain that life necessary. And untap. Draw some extra cards. Anticipate. And Ritual Rejuvenation. So we're going to go blue. And kicker counts towards the blink of an eye mana cost here. Kick. And we'll take you. And we'll do some copies. Here, I'm going to help you storm off if you ever take a turn again. How about that? Copy that. Fired on that. Fun times. And cast Anticipate twice here. And next amulet flip. So we've got all 4 amulets. So we probably want to aim to get the win sometime soon. Opponent is super salty. Hold on, let me fix that. Nice. Oh yeah, your go now. Opponent is super salty because he doesn't get to play Magic anymore. Okay, well, take a strategic planning. Let's dig. Or, oh, we're not even done our main yet. Okay, well. Copy. Dig, 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 dig. You have no place. Sack the map so the priority's gone. I likely should have blinked his map, and if I get the opportunity again, I'll do that. Just to get that out of the way. Yeah, opponent in the thinking mode. Super salty, folks, super salty. But I haven't done anything. Let's be fair, I haven't done anything. I've trolled him at the most right now. Nexus, sure. Take Nexus when we can get it. There's the reservoir. Alright. So, how much life do we have? Probably enough with all the spells cast. I'm gonna reservoir you, opponent. How about I reservoir you? And that's a win. There we go! Alright, we're up against the Claw Viper, and we're on the play. We have no blue. No, I can't do it. 2 lands, no blue. The castables were pretty bad. This is also pretty bad, but, I mean, we'll take what we get, I guess. Unlock our lands. It might just be a bad hand. And not much we could do about it. I mean, we could take a handful of cantrips, but we need to be able to cast them, that kind of thing. Okay, opponent has played elves and is declaring that they have a ballista in hand. Okay, fair enough. For the sake of video, I'm going to assist them. You're holding priority on a ballista, opponent. So I'm guessing this is most likely to be Snake, which we are probably not prepared for right now. So how do we order our spells? I might prioritize life gain. Druid of the Cow. Are you trying to ramp up a huge ballista? Possibility. But they are still on 1 land for what it's worth. Oh, come on! Alright. Eat this reservoir. Bait! It's purely bait! Aethersphere Harvester. Sure. Okay. But if I find a Fumigate, you're gonna seriously regret everything. But that's not gonna be the case. Alright, fine. Let's settle them then. Make them respect it. Hey, opponent! Are you stuck on something again? What is he stuck on? Dude, you've got nothing. You tapped out. Pick it up. Gonna play the game. Pay attention to the game. Oh, as usual, one of our opponent's kids killed the other kid. So, our opponent is very distracted. I don't like giving them lands here, by the way. I really don't like giving them lands, but I have to kill this Bronto. So let's see what happens. Play creature, crew, swing. Eventually play your stuff. Territorial Allosaurus doesn't do much. I just want the Bronto. I really don't care about anything else. Opponent attacking with the one thing that I don't want on the field. I am cool with this. I will settle this Bronto all day. But we are super, super low on resources. We drew lands, settle, reservoir. We're drawing a very land-heavy hand here. The Arch of Orazca may come in use if we survive that long. Oh my goodness, opponent! You have a crew activation. I don't know what he was holding priority on before. But seriously, opponent, you're on video. Hurry up. Make a decision. Opponent, super slow. Okay. How long is it going to take to search for a forest? Plains! Well. Huh. Okay. Didn't see that one coming. Alright, opponent burning timeouts like there's no tomorrow here. I mean, sure, it's your life. Gain some life. Think about blinking something, but we only have 1 blue, so blink is not great, but, I mean, that's the opportunity we get. Oh, come on, opponent! I mean, if you can't commit to the game, just hit concede. If you're too busy that everything else has to take priority, just concede. Also, we got our blue source. Nice. So we're going to definitely need it for blink of an eye here to try and keep drawing. What's our target? Maybe the 5/5 or something else that's big. Our opponent did not fire a crew here. All in on the Allosaurus. I will all day bounce that one. But we are taking a huge hit here. I mean, we are petering out. Our opponent is not punished for taking a freaking light year to, or just a year period in this case, to actually do anything. Alright, we're blinking with kicker. Off you go. Blossoming defense is a thing, so let's just get this covered now. Wow. We're bricking about as hard as it is possible to brick. We've drawn 5 non-land cards. We've drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're almost double the lands to spells right now, folks. And our opponent will never get punished for this. The slow play here. Like, we're going to need a Fumigate, a Settle. I don't really care what it is. Just something. I wanted to get the Bronto off the field. We can't even flip the Amulet here. Like, it's just not going to happen. Trying hard, but just, it cannot happen. Well, we're at 6. Miracle. Anticipate. Yeah, well, there's City's Blessing. Anticipate. Find me a Fumigate right now, or just another Anticipate. Now, here's the downside to this. We only have a couple blue mana. But maybe we can get somewhere. Transform. Fumigate. Thank goodness. Off you go. Gain a ton of life. All right. Well, we petered out again at this point. We're down to a land once again. But we did get a small mini chain of spells going. Ballista comes out for 1. That's going to activate the reservoir, or the harvester. This is reservoir, Aether. They're both Aether something. Turned it around. Slightly. Turned it. Dude, come on. Off you go. Don't make me wait on the cycle, opponent. Don't make me wait on the cycle. Pick it up. He's got a Ballista now, which is holding triggers now. Like, these are the kind of things I actively kill versus slow players, just so they don't have an excuse to slow play. Really? Can we try to blank a little harder, please? Wow. We cast 1 spell for the turn. Ah. Saw 3 cards, cast 1 spell. This is brutal. All right, he crews. This video is getting a ton of editing. Swing for 3. Another harvester? Alright. Sure, I guess. Just draw a card. Wow. I mean, it just doesn't want to give up. Like, nope. I'm gonna do it to the bitter end here. This is an extreme flood. I mean, count the lands we have in play, add 2. We settled our opponent, they have virtually no lands. And you know how it goes, screw beats flood, but at this case... getting grim. We have the ability to copy any spell. It looks like it's going to have to be life gain at some point here. But I'll take what I can get, honestly. We have all our amulets. Well, we have 3 of our amulets. We have a reservoir, which is keeping us in the game, to be fair, right now. But we are dead next turn, and yeah, unless we draw that. So, let's gain some life and have our opponent rope on us. Okay, well, it looks like they're going at a reasonable pace now. Wow, the lands, they're just epically, no, they're just never going to quit. Never going to quit. So we have Settle the Wreckage. It costs 2. Not bad. Wow. With that, let's tap the non-white lands. If he destroys 1 amulet, we're good. If he somehow pulls off destroying 2 amulets, then we are not that good. But the idea is just try to storm as many spells as... Dude, come on! Try to storm as many spells as possible. Ritual of Rejuvenation. You know what? If he blows up the amulets, I would rather have the reservoir triggers right now. So we're going to fire this off. Get back to 19. There's the Immortal Sun. There's something that'll help stabilize us. But in any case, let's ship our turn to the opponent, where they'll be able to cast big things after our Settle the Wreckage and be able to fire off with some ballistas. But maybe, just maybe, he plays another creature or 2 and cruise with those, rather than and attacks with the ballistas. Then we're fine. But we're at 19 now. That's a huge buffer. That's why I went for the reservoir trigger over the chance of Settle being blown out. Because that's just too much life to ignore at that point. No creatures? Okay. I would like to kill the ballistas, but it's gonna be whatever happens here. Once we get these amulets flipped, though, like, our chances of bricking severely diminish as we get the Immortal Sun and the flipped amulets and all that. It's gonna be alright then. Alright, hate giving you lands, but here you go. He is getting to the point where the lands don't matter nearly as much. I mean, if he's holding really big stuff, then so be it. But let's gain 6 life here. 7 life. And ramp our opponent. Yep, 2 mana, gain 7 life, and kill 2 creatures. Seems okay. That's the benefit there. Opponent is still going to take forever to the bitter end, but hey, whatever. Gonna add a counter to something? Or are you gonna play something? What's your play here? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Cast the Supreme Will. Or the Immortal Sun into the Supreme Will, I should say. The Supreme will cost 1. I mean, if it costed 4 mana, it would still cost 1. In any case, let's hunt for something. Let's deal with the board. And deal with our life issues. Actually, I mean, we're at 21, about to be 23. And getting 2 cards in our hand. So, seems okay. And we're flipping some amulets. So, no complaints. So we get our pick of the top 8 cards, which are very unlikely to be lands at this point in time. Yeah, I gotta. Another amulet. Find me a cool spell to double a couple times. Strategic planning seems good. Play the amulet. Gain some more life. Doing good. This is why I'm not enjoying a slow play opponent right now, is because we have a lot of plays to make, and if they're going to wait on every single trigger, it's going to be a little nuts here. Okay, so you're good. The guy's blessing also exists, so we're getting our cantrips back, and half of our cycle lands at this point in time. We get our Supreme Will back also, I would like to add. So that's pretty hot. Why am I getting the you haven't acted recently? I'm playing the damn game right now. Like, I'm actually actively casting right now. You're seeing this, right, folks? I'm casting spells. I am doing the thing. Like, seriously, I am actively playing game. That's really unusual to see that. Transform. Get a Revitalize. And we'll just tap out for it at 52. Or, actually, no. We need to cast Revitalize right now to gain above the ballistas, which can do 4 damage right now. Alright, there we go. And now you're dead. Cool. That was a weird thing. It's like, you haven't been playing. It's like, no, I'm pretty sure I have. Okay. So that's the Storm deck. Vindicated against the slow player. Feels good. Oh, yeah. And so that's all it is. It's a life gain deck, folks. That's what it does. It gains life and casts spells. It does exactly the best thing in the game that you want to be doing. Draw a card. Right? Or take an extra turn. The favorite things to do in this game? Double your spells? Yeah, this deck is everything that is fun about Magic, as far as I can tell. It just, you're doing all the things. It's fun. It's tons of fun. And I highly suggest you take this one out for a test drive. I give this deck a definite seal of approval, and I may play it for more videos as well. And with that, the humans video that I promised, it'll still come. Singleton has also come up. I tend to come back to decks anyway, so I'll probably throw the humans video in there somewhere. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Take care. Bye-bye.